Guys, welcome to Three Bold Takes. We're about to start doing our predictions for week 10 of the college football season. But before we get into this first video, I want to remind you that we are sponsored by SeatGeek. Use our code Three Bold Takes at SeatGeek for $20 off your first purchase. I love using them for every event I go to, not just sports, but music events and other events of the such, like Monster Jam came to my local area about 2 months ago. Super fun event. SeatGeek has the best prices on seats for any event that you're looking to go to. That being said, guys, it's time to talk about the biggest game of the weekend in week 10. Number 4, Ohio State at number 3, Penn State. This game is going to be huge. Line currently has Ohio State favored at 3.5, over under at 49.5. Guys, game is at 11 o'clock. I'm so mad about this. I am tired of big noon kickoff robbing us of the Penn State-Ohio State game being a whiteout. This is like the second or third whiteout opportunity in a row that has been robbed by big noon kickoff. I'm getting really, really sick and tired of it. But, you know, it is what it is. I guess traditions aren't as important as market money value. So, guys, what are you thinking for Penn State, Ohio State here? I know both of you are sitting on opposite sides of the James Franklin fence. So whichever one wants to go first, go right ahead.
Chase, you go first.
I would love to go. I hate that Quinn had to lie to you guys as soon as he opened his mouth saying this is the biggest game of the weekend. It's not. Who cares? Yes, the AP poll is going to tell you it's a big game. It's not.
College football playoff polls would tell you it's a big game if those were
this is just it's the same game every year, guys. You know, it's
a highly competitive football game between two top 10 teams. Exactly.
And it's Penn State. And Penn State can never do it against his big brother, ever, at all, even a little bit. James Franklin looks gosh, bring me back. I wish we could put videos on here while we talk. I would put the Key and Peele skit of the guy running that looks like James Franklin across the field, because that's how James Franklin is all the time. He's not a top 5 college football team head coach at all. He can't get it done in any game at all. I get on here every year, and I hope there's at least one fan or one listener or one watcher that says, hey, you know, I've been riding with Three Bold Takes since they started. Chase, year after year, I've written it down. You've been right. Freddie and Quinn, I just always believe in Penn State, but Chase, you've been right every single year. And I wish I could sit here and show you and have all the evidence, but I don't. And this is just another one of those games. Penn State is going to go up against Goliath here, and they're just going to fall down, right? They're just not going to be able to do it. Ohio State has looked a little shaky. They came off a bye week and nearly lost to my glorious king and freshman sensation Dylan Raiola in Nebraska at home, mind you. And then they lost at Oregon the week before by a point. Ohio State on paper has put Tony Stark level money into their football program, and for some reason have lost a game. They should have been 15-0 with a national championship held above their heads at the end of the season on the national stage. No ifs and buts about it. Ohio State has the most expensive roster in college football with some of the best athletes. No offense, you put your life at stake for Will Howard to be your quarterback. Let me just tell you that. That was a bad decision from the start. Anyway, but Ohio State should not have lost the game. But now you get Penn State here. And Ohio State, oh my goodness, were they looking ahead to this game? I don't know why you would. It's Penn State. But after Penn State, you get Purdue, you get Northwestern, you get Indiana, who is ranked, who is undefeated right now, and then you get your actual rival, Michigan, at home at the end of the year. So Ohio State, you have one of the easiest walks in forever. To get to the playoffs in the national championship. And that's why you're going to screw it up. This year, I'm going with Penn State. I think Ohio State has not been playing up to what they should be performing as. They've lost to Oregon. Should have lost. If that wasn't a freshman, Dylan Raiola should have lost to Nebraska. I'm calling an upset here, big noon kickoff. Penn State at home takes Ohio State. I'm going Penn State with this one, guys.
What?
Hey, Freddie, I just looked out my window over here and I swear I just saw a pig fly by. I swear.
Dude, I don't even know what to. Dude, I was getting ready to say, you guys called me a Colorado hater, but I don't talk near as bad about Colorado as Chase does of Penn State.
Yeah.
And then he goes out here and picks Penn State to win. Listen, Chase, I love the pick. I love the pick, brother. I'm going Penn State to win as well. I think. Listen, you were exactly right about throughout the years of 3 bold takes, the talking heads. Whatever iteration of this podcast you want to talk about, I have been on the Penn State train. And I have not liked Ohio State. This is the last time that I'm going to give James Franklin the benefit of the doubt. It's time to put up or shut up. And I think this game is going to determine. Now, that may be a stretch because, listen, if Penn State loses this game and goes on to make the playoffs and makes a deep run in the playoffs, James Franklin isn't going anywhere. He's just not. However, if you lose this game and then lose in the first round of the playoffs, or you lose, for instance, if they make the conference title, they won't. But for some reason, chaos happens. They make the conference title. You lose, whatever. It's time to look internally for issues for not being able to get over the hump and not blaming Ohio State being too good or whatever. You have the tools necessary to be as good as Ohio State. You have the potential to be as good as Ohio State. You have to be better than Ohio State this year, and I think this is the year they do it. I'm probably going to say the same thing next year and push it off a year, but we're talking this year, 2024. Penn State's going to win. They've got Ohio State at home. The ESPN matchup predictor's a little wild to me. 60% Ohio State, 40% Penn State. Little wild there, considering Penn State is at home, and I don't think the computer models are really looking. Obviously, they're computer models, right? They're not watching the games. They're just seeing Ohio State win and win and win, and then that close loss to Oregon doesn't hurt them as bad. Yeah, I'm so excited for this game, Quinn. I hate the big noon kickoff. I've said it time and time and time again, and I get roasted in the comments because for some godforsaken reason, people like this. I don't. It's stupid. You can go now, Quinn.
I guess they like it because they don't have to wait all day for their big game. I guess that's probably the reason they like it. But like in moments like this, you rob what would be a beautiful atmosphere.
Mm-hmm.
Now let's move into this matchup. Specifically, these two teams against Power 4 opponents. They're basically the same team. They're scoring anywhere from about 21 to 38 points in each game. They're giving up 14 or less in each game. Both went out west and looked ugly. Penn State in a close win against USC. Ohio State in a close loss against Oregon, where both teams scored up into the 30s. They're going to want to, like, you look at Penn State, right? And what they've struggled with over the last handful of years with Ohio State is offensively, Penn State wants to run the ball, play slow, and beat you with defense. And Ohio State had a pretty good defense and an elite offense. And so Penn State could not score enough to stay in the game with Ohio State. This year, it's different. These two teams are basically the same football team. They're trying to possess the ball, run the game, get good production out of their quarterback, but not elite quarterback play in the sense of like Cam Ward in Miami, where he puts the team on his shoulders and wins each Saturday. They're wanting to play balanced football offensively and bloody you on defense. So I think the game is starting to come to Penn State a little bit. I think Ohio State's getting a little bit out of their comfort zone. Look, Freddie, I'm right there with you, man. I've beat the Penn State drum for years. I have thought that they were this close to getting over the hump. I thought they were going to be the team to finally dethrone Ohio State, not Michigan. But I guess if you're not cheating, it's hard to do that. So this could be the year. But I said last year that this was the last time I was giving Penn State a chance. And if they couldn't get it done, I was going to start giving the benefit of the doubt to Ohio State until they lost. So I'm going with the Buckeyes. I think that they're going to get the win.
What
I'm
is
not riding with
happening
Penn
right
State.
now? What
I
is
know,
happening?
I know. I thought I was going to come on here and crush your spirit and side with Chase, and then he came out here and just like flipped the script entirely and was like, actually, James Franklin's good now, and they're going to beat Ohio State. But
No,
that's
do not put those
exactly
words
what
in my mouth.
that's exactly what he said.
Yep.
Do not put that one in my mouth.
But I'm gonna go with Ohio State on this one. I think they are more battle tested. I think they're definitely going to get more battle tested by the end of the year.
Yeah.
So give me the Buckeyes to get the win over Penn State in Happy Valley in a close one. I think really whoever can get to 24 points is probably going to win this ball game.
Well, and to add, this is it for Penn State.
Oh yeah,
this is the only game that matters. The only game. You have Washington, Purdue, Minnesota, Maryland after this. This is the only game that matters. If you lose this game, and no offense, if you stay inside the top 12 after losing this game, I don't understand it. You probably will. But anyway, this is the only game that matters. If you do not win this, if Penn State does not win, if James Franklin does not win, gone. Immediate. The Jamal Adams opening the Jets facility door. That's what I'm doing to James. The second after, hey guys, Lion, like Nittany Lion teammates, whatever. I'm gonna go back to the facility. I'm gonna watch film. Nope, door's locked. Sorry, Franklin. We changed the keys already. It's a minute after. Doesn't matter. Don't you dare step back in this facility. That's how big this game is for James Franklin's career, Penn State season. You got to win.
The career thing is still wild to me. Like, I don't think you get rid of a guy who consistently gets double-digit wins every single year, but you do you. I'm not here to tell you what to do in your hypothetical college football program, Chase. But
Thank you.
I would not get rid of
if they lose this game, I'm going to go into CFP 25, start a dynasty with Penn State, and fire James Franklin
just
myself.
to fire him.
First game, so I can feel something. I just let you guys know.
Okay, well, I'll tell you this. They have not yet made a playoff in CFP 25 in any of my seasons. So maybe you're on to something there, Chase. But that being said, guys, that was our prediction for Ohio State, Penn State. The world has turned upside down, apparently. Thank you for clicking in on this video. We got more coming your way for predictions in Week 10. Don't forget to check out SeatGeek, our sponsor here at Three Bold Takes. Use our code 3 Bold Takes for $20 off your first purchase for any sporting event or just any event in general that you get tickets for admission to. And make sure you use that code 3 Bold Takes. That being said, I've been Quinn, joined by Freddie and Chase, and we are logging off. We'll see you next time.